Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have amazing news to report. Over the past few days, the polling numbers for Donald Trump have gone significantly up, and it's reflective in the betting. Trump now sitting at a 52% chance to win the election. Not that that's that big of a deal. I try and caution people because maybe in a few days, Kamala is going to be at 52% chance, but I'm just saying this is the way things go when it comes to the betting, when it comes to the polls. It's up, it's down, but this is really good stuff because if you paid attention and you looked at some of the betting in 2020, Biden was up significantly pretty much throughout the entire cycle. He was up in all the national polls, so this is a different cycle, and we want to stress that these are way better numbers for Trump than what he was getting in 2016 and 2020. And we did get an updated Rasmussen poll. They do their daily polling every single day. You can see the difference. At one point, Kamala Harris went ahead. There was significant hype for her. Now you can see the recent update. They do have Donald Trump up by 10 points, and they do stress that, of course, this is an outlier. It's not really true. We know that Donald Trump is not up by 10, but if you look at the moving average, Trump's sitting, they're saying up by about 3 or 4 points in the national race, and people are wondering, well, why is this the case? Was it the RFK thing? By the way, now it's come out that RFK likely to endorse Donald Trump in LA on Friday, right after the DNC. It makes total sense. That's something I've been all over. I said RFK was going to endorse Trump. I said it would happen in September, so about a week before that, but still, we knew this was going to happen. I put everything together, and RFK endorsing Trump will help him, even if it is artificial. Kamala Harris speaking on Thursday night, RFK doing it on Friday. It takes all of her momentum away. This is a huge thing considering RFK is running third right now in this race. It's going to be the number one story by far. And so RFK now is going to be campaigning for Trump, and Trump is trying to put together this super team of political people to get in his cabinet with Vivek, with Tulsi Gabbard, with RFK. You've already got JD Vance. I mean, this is a serious, Elon Musk now going to be a part of it. This is a serious team, and this is why people are realizing they're saying, all right, let's get Trump back in, see what he can do. Last night, you hear the DNC, the Obama speaking, talking about trying to find world peace and everything like that. It is so hypocritical. It's total gaslighting. Look at where we were at with Trump versus Biden in terms of world peace. You've got all the wars going on right now. You've got the situation with Israel, Palestine. You have the Ukraine-Russia situation, and you've got significant destabilization with Iran as well as China looking at Taiwan. So we're at a significantly worse place. That's why we want Trump to come back in, try and mend the fences, get this war, especially the Russia-Ukraine war, figured out, because there's a lot of people dooming right now, talking about potentially going into a World War III scenario. I think Trump can keep us from doing that with the relationship he has with Russia. Of course, they say, well, he's a Russian agent because he's actually got a decent relationship and he tries to keep world peace, so they call him a Russian agent. Now, that's perfect, amazing. But you can see when it comes to Polymarket, you do have Trump sitting 52% chance. You know, Polymarket used to have the graph where it would show the changes. Where did that go? Does anyone know where that went? It's just all the friggin' people commenting. Like, maybe it's activity. No, that's not what it is. Some dude sold Kamala Harris winning the election for $4. Well, there it is. But some dude has 4 million worth. That's hilarious. But either way, you can see Donald Trump going up in terms of that. We've also got some interesting stuff out of Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania's looking really good. Donald Trump, see, they don't have it, but he's led the last 4 national polls out of Pennsylvania. The last 3, it's been only +1. So it's very small numbers. You've got the Quinnipiac. We know how liberal they are, although they're trying to be better. New York Times. Guys, the thing that you have to realize with a lot of these national polls is they just don't really care. There is so much response bias right now. If they get a poll and it says Harris +4 or +5, they'll just slap it on there. And people are like, oh, it's a national poll, so it matters more. And this, no, there's just crazy response bias right now. That's going to change once RFK endorses Trump, I think, and that will help. But even this, you look at the scenarios, Biden +5.7 this day in history. Hillary was plus around 9. Of course, Trump beat Hillary, and then Trump did come within a point of beating Biden, so he overperformed that average by around 5 points. And you can see if he does even overperform his average by 2 points, he would win by about 2.4 in terms of that. We've also got Kamala Harris coming out and talking about her tax on unrealized gains, which would destroy any crypto investor. It would hurt the stock market significantly. And guys, I'm very concerned at the amount of naive thinking I've seen when it comes to a lot of Americans in terms of this unrealized gains tax. People saying, well, look at it, it's only for people making over $100 million. Well, yes, you shouldn't think like that. You should think like this is just them introducing it. You know, it's just like when you get a new fish and you've got it in the bag, you take it home, you put it in a tank. You don't dump the fish in the tank immediately because it would be shocked with the temperature change. You have to acclimate it with the bag over in the water, and then the water in the bag slowly starts to change and the fish gets acclimated, and then you dump the fish in the tank. They're trying to acclimate people to the idea of these crazy communist type style taxes because they don't want people investing. You should not make, and they're going to try and shut cryptocurrency down. I'm not even kidding you. With the amount, the way you can be financially free from crypto, I know it's you can lose a lot of money. Trust me, I realize that. But it's just the idea of crypto. I think they're going to shut it down. We need to make money quickly because if Kamala gets in, the amount of they've already tried it. Look at all the centralized exchanges getting straight up banned from the United States for nothing other than existing. They get banned for existing here in this country when it comes to crypto. And it's not just crypto, it's also the stocks now. They want to control all the investments. Sure, you can make, over the span of 30 years, you can make $15,000. We'll allow you to do that. But if you try making $1 million off of one trade in the span of 4 months, no. We need to tax you on your unrealized gain, so you need to take your money out immediately. It's just so ridiculous. It is such a horrible thing. I understand people are going to say, well, it's only for $100 million. And again, guys, you have to think that's how they acclimate you to the tax. They're not going to come out and say, we're going to tax everyone, or people making over 100K, or whatever, do something absurdly aggressive. They're just going to say, because it's just like stupid little mice, and you get cheese and you put it on the trap, and then you slam it, because they're saying, well, guys, don't worry. We're all normal middle-class citizens. Nobody's going to make $100 million. It's just those evil rich people. It's so bad. And then they bring it down, and then it happens to everyone with all investments, and they turn the general public against the idea of making money through investing. Because, you don't need to be greedy. You don't. Look at Obama last night. Both Michelle and Barack, but mainly Michelle, was like, my parents, we never took more than than was needed. They own a $20 million mansion. None of these people practice what they preach. If any of these people preach communism or socialist idea, and by the way, there are parts of our government that are socialist where we all contribute, but the idea of having it as a mainstay. By the way, the establishment left does not want that. I'll just be honest with you. They like communism. I agree. But it's all the younger, stupid kids who are, they don't have fully developed brains. They think that socialism and communism are better. A lot of it has to do, it's more of a psychology thing where it's like they themselves have some type of guilt, and they need to pass it on and make themselves feel good. So they believe in this ideology where everyone is equal. And it all relates back to self-hate. All these people that believe in communism, socialism, they're compensating for something that they don't. There's something in their body is missing, and they're trying to make up for that by saying everyone needs to be equal, and it gives them something. It signals to their brain that they're doing something good because they're saying everyone should be equal, and we shouldn't have people that are financially free. And they want, they're like, oh, everyone needs to work. It's going to be 4-day work weeks. You're all going to live in apartments. Only the government should own land. But this is where all this stuff comes from. So this Kamala Harris plan is just horrible. This is what the Biden administration wanted to do, and now Kamala Harris picking up on it. And so this is great for Trump. This is amazing. And again, this is what they always do. Remember, when it comes to taxes, we're not going to raise your taxes if you're making under 400K. Well, now, thanks to you and your administration, 400K is worth 300K because it's a 25% inflation. This is what I'm saying. When it comes to having $1 million, people can't really understand the idea of, guys, $1 million in 2019 is worth 750K today. Okay? And you've got these houses now. If you want to buy a decent house, it's $500,000. And that's in like bad housing markets. Okay? You go to some of the bigger cities, you'll be paying, if you go on a nice house, like 1.5 million, 2 million. So the idea that, we're not going to increase your taxes if you're making under 400K. Well, listen, with how bad inflation is, people make over 400K, it's still hard. So this is the stuff we're trying to say. And when it comes to these are really good numbers for Trump. That's what I'll say. When it comes, I think the numbers are going to keep going in Trump's direction. The DNC, they're going to try and take back the momentum. The Barack was out there speaking. It was it's typical Barack. I mean, it was more nuanced than all the other speakers. I'll give him that. He is a good talker, but I didn't think it was anything special. It's about unity, and then they try and attack Trump, all of that crap. But these numbers recently we've seen from Rasmussen have been phenomenal. The RFK endorsement or potential RFK endorsement. And on top of that, I didn't even mention it in this video. You've got the Virginia poll that came out that said Trump has a chance. And you've got Glenn Youngkin working with Trump and having a rally in Virginia at some point soon with Trump. And Glenn Youngkin has an approval rating of like plus 16 in Virginia. Kamala Harris is minus 10. Glenn Youngkin's going to win Trump Virginia, and it's going to change the electoral math for Donald Trump, because right now he's only down by 3, and that is a good pollster, Roanoke. They underestimated Trump in 2020, and once we get more polls, I think it's going to be very close. I think Minnesota is going to be closer as well. People say, well, Walz, he's going to help. No, he's not going to help. He's very partisan. Independent people don't like him. And now the approval rating has come out on Walz. Walz and Vance are like neck and neck in terms of they're both minus 15. Vance is going to annihilate Walz in the debate. Even Democrats admit it. So Vance is going to go up higher in approval. The problem with Vance is they've really got him on this, he's a women hater, things like that. And it is a big issue. The thing is, the Democrats have effectively labeled Vance as disliking women. And so Vance has got to overcome that. And it's going to be hard, but he'll be able to do it once he gets a national spotlight, like during the debate. And he'll just have free reign. It'll be a smorgasbord destroying walls, and it'll be impressive. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.